Hey guys, Saurus here. Welcome to a new video. So today we are looking at some goals, and also I have 3 new sovereigns which are here, and they are just best value sovereigns at best value prices, and they are all Gilliks for some reason. So just coincidence really, but yeah, this is my Gillik tube. So the Gilliks were between 1957 and 1968 with 10 available dates, and these are the Young Elizabeth. So this is, I think, pre-decimal, people call it as well, but this is, like I say, Young Elizabeth, who obviously isn't with us anymore. And yeah, I've seen a few people actually selling these on the second-hand market and asking a bit more of a premium than you might normally expect. So partly, you know, due to the news, I guess, but people do like this portrait. Now, I'd say people like Young Victoria more, but these are easy to come by and in good condition because these weren't in circulation, whereas the Young Victorias were. So with these, it's much easier to get nice condition coins, and you know, you're not having to worry about them being underweight, for example, and there's still a nicer gold colour compared to these modern ones. So I'll show you that in a minute because I do have one of those to hand. But yeah, this is, like I say, the first portrait of Elizabeth. So there were 5. There was another one on a proof, but 5 in the bullion. Well, 4 in the bullion. And then there was the 5th one, which, well, it was the 3rd one in this series, which was proof only. So yeah, there are a few different portraits, and I think this is probably the fan favourite when you look around. So I do have a full date run of Gilliks, meaning I've got all 10 available dates. So these 3 new ones won't help me on my sovereign date run to try and get all the dates from the modern years. But they're sovereigns, and they are going to weigh 7.32 grams of fine gold out of their 7.98 grams of total weight. So I have a couple of tubes which I'm working on filling, and yeah, just accumulating bullion sovereigns really. So as you see this video, there's probably about 110, I guess, but yeah, we're closer to 130 now in terms of bullion sovereigns, and I have been buying quite a few 1 ounces recently, so depending on which order I released the video, you might have seen the Tudor Beasts already in the Yale in gold. We will see. So this tube is a 33mm inner diameter tube. Doesn't have a brand on it, but you can find these like eBay or Amazon type places. I just ordered with a friend's account because I don't have my own account on Amazon. But sometimes as well you can do eBay like as a guest checkout, so that's worth thinking about. And the capsules are 22.5mm to fit the sovereign, and it does say on the side of some of them, let me just see if I can find that for you, but 22.5mm. So it does also fit the 1/4 ounce, these capsules. So if that's the kind of thing you're stacking, I bought a box of about 100, and it was, you know, cheaper to do that. I can't remember the exact price, but not very much. So, you know, pennies per capsule. A lot of the coins as well, like the ones I've bought from Bullion by Post, they always have come in a capsule, whereas most of the dealers, they tend to come in the flips. Let me think. Yeah, I did have a couple of Gilliks recently. The 3 Gilliks, though, they were from a local coin shop, actually. Not a very big, you know, online presence, but just one I was lucky enough to pass by and call in, and yeah, I just took what he had, which was the last few Gilliks. So I was happy to pick those up, and like I say, people are asking a premium for these coins. I don't think that's going to really last, maybe, but you know, they're still just bullion sovereigns, so I can understand, you know, the 2022 proof coins. They have the special year design of this. They have the special year design. This is just a bullion coin, but they have the special year design, and it is presumably going to be the last year with Liz. So I think that makes, in terms of the bullion coin, the special year alone will probably give it a few pounds of premium, you know, over other bullion sovereigns. But with the, obviously the portrait, it might just give it a little tickle more. So I personally wouldn't get too excited about the Gilliks. You know, if you like them, by all means, get them. But if you're just stacking bullion coins for the gold weight, I don't think it really matters, you know, what portrait you've got. Maybe they will get a bit of a premium, you know, over others in the future. And like I say, people on the second-hand market are paying it at the moment. So, yeah, it's almost tempting to sell these and just buy some, you know, best value bullion ones. But coincidentally, apart from Hat & Garden Metals a while back had some cheap Gilliks, these have all just come from best value, just picking, you know, the best value option and seeing what comes. So, yeah, I will obviously keep picking those up. And at the moment, though, I think the 2022s, while they're still just a cheap price, I do think once they go out of production into next year, they will perhaps have a little bit more premium to get hold of. So it's often been cheaper to buy these than it has to buy just best value sovereigns this year. So whilst it has been that way, I've picked those up. But you know, there are advantages if you can just pick up a best value from you know, a local dealer or something like that. Obviously, I think it's preferable, you know, if I can just nip in somewhere. But it's not always the case that you can, you know, go and nip to a shop and have time, or have a shop nearby even. And the advantage with the online dealers, if there is a dip in the price and it's dipped real hard, you know, a couple of % in a day, you can take advantage there and then and lock in the price there and then. Whereas some of the smaller dealers, you know, they'll buy at a certain price and they'll sell at a certain price, and it won't really fluctuate unless, you know, there's major moves in gold, because they're not sitting on stock for very long. So there are pros and cons there. In terms of the Gillik tube, I now have 15 of those, and these tubes will hold 20 if you give it a bit of a squash. The proper official like Royal Mint coin tubes for the sovereign, they do hold 25 officially, but you can, you know, fit a few more in the top. So if you put a little piece of foam in there, you know, just to protect them from, if you were going to drop it perhaps, you know, there shouldn't really be a lot of, unless you're putting them in your pocket and running around with them, you know, there shouldn't really be a lot of movement. Like when these are sat in here and sat in the vault, unless the entire vault is moving, you know, I don't see them moving very much. So I'm not too worried, but yeah, if you're popping your coins in there and you want to, you know, run around with them or something, you'd probably want a piece of foam just to protect them from this plastic ring. But, you know, it's gold, it's 22 carat, it's not the softest thing in the world. As long as you're not like dropping them and throwing them around the room, you know, it shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, I do keep a lot of coins in these tubes. It's just, you know, a little bit easier to store and move. The Gilliks, for some reason, I just started putting them in capsules, and so there they are. Now, yeah, once I fill that with another 5 coins, who knows? I'll probably either tip them into one of these, or I will, you know, just start another of those big tubes. So next up, I have a couple of videos coming up, and depending on the order I release them in, I've got quite a lot of the Tudor Beast coins, 1/4 ounce and 1 ounce, and I think the Lion might be a good play on those. And we've got some more 2022 sovereigns, so not sure which order the videos will come out, but hope you stick around, and thank you for watching.